Hello, all, and welcome to a post-Thanksgiving beer review. So, Thanksgiving was yesterday, and it's also a pretty timely time for this review because I apparently reviewed this almost exactly 2 years ago on 27th of November 2023, 1923 skidoo! But yeah, in 2023, and let's see if I can get this to, like, does this work? No, no, no. Oh, you want to look at the can? Look at the can then, camera. This is the barrel-aged Narwhal. The one that I bought by accident. So it's been quietly aging on the door of my refrigerator for the past 2 years. And we're going to see how it has developed over time. So yeah, let's go and read the back here. Deep in our barrel room, out of light's reach, our legendary Narwhal Imperial Stout rests in bourbon barrels for nearly a year. After aging, it emerges anew, rich with notes of oak, vanilla, and coconut, layered onto the stout's malt flavors of dark chocolate and espresso. Enjoy this beast of a beer. 11.9 ABV, yeah. And I read that without my glasses, that's why I was slow in halting. It's big enough that I can read it without my glasses, it just takes some time. Already I'm spilling. I haven't even had anything to drink. So this time around, I actually ate dinner before checking this. Hopefully it's not going to affect my tasting too much, but we shall see. Again, this time doing it again in the snifter. And this time I'm not going to fill it up to the brim. I'm only going to do halfway and see how it goes from there, you know? So, without much further ado, let's get to it. 2023 Barrel Aged Narwhal. Again, pours like used motor oil. You got about 12 ounces in there. About half a finger's worth of light brown head. Okay. Um, Still pretty herbaceous. Got a lot of that woodsiness. Doesn't smell too oaky. It smells like a sharper edged wood. You know, something that has a little bit more odor to it. Almost like licorice notes too. Underneath that is the espresso. Kind of a, not really a bourbon, but more of a rummy note for some reason. Rum raisin. Just a slight smokiness as well. Head had very little head retention here. It receded very quickly. Hints of bittersweet chocolate. Yeah. There's actually not too much coffee in this one. It's got more of a chocolatey kind of malt note to it. Again, I'm wondering if that's prospect of, over the process of aging. It's just kind of mellowed a little bit. But you don't really tell until you get it. You can't really tell until you get it onto your palate, which is what we're going to do now. Okay. Why is it so intensely herbaceous now? Mm. Yeah, I know why. I think it's this one's a little bit colder than the one I've tried previously. Cold tends to kind of mute certain things a little bit more than others. Lighting wise, you can kind of see no light gets through it, obviously. It's thick and oily on the palate. Hmm. Yeah, it's just a very strong herbaceous, almost charred herb sort of note there. Like you're searing some herbs or something like that and it starts to burn. Yeah. I don't know. I don't. I'm almost getting the feeling that aging hasn't helped this one. Kind of a cola note in the mids. What happened to all the sweeter aspects? I don't know. Let me see if I can warm this up a little bit and get that sugar to emerge a little bit more. Yeah, strong licorice top note in the front and mids. Um, yeah, there's a really strong herbaceousness in the finish. It's on the palate and on the top note. It almost tastes reminds me a little bit of like malort, you know, almost like a worm, wormwood kind of bitterness there to it. Okay, starting to warm up a little bit, becoming a little bit more balanced. I think I just had it a little bit too cold. Sugar is starting to emerge a little bit. Should probably try to hold it like this, get it warmer. You know, like an actual brandy sniffer. You know how you're supposed to hold a brandy sniffer. Get entire palm of the hand warming that thing up. You ever had that coffee soda before? You know, I think it's like popular in New York City. It's like this carbonated soda that is coffee flavored, and it's not like creamy coffee or anything. It's like black coffee and sugar. It's it's a bit evocative of that. Hey, there's a net to get into the beer. You got into the friggin' beer. Get out of there. Little gnat flew into my beer. Luckily, alcohol sterilizes, so I have nothing to fear. But yeah, apparently this gnat is enjoyed the beer more than I did. So where did all these gnats come from? Now there's suddenly a couple others in front of my face right now. Huh. Okay, yeah. It's warm enough now that the coconuts are emerging in the mids to finish, providing a bit of balance so that, yeah, and that bitterness is kind of receding a little bit. Sugars are starting to emerge a bit more now that it's warmer. I think, yeah, that it needed that 15 minutes out. Don't shorten that 15 minutes. You want this one close to like 50 degrees, 45, 50 degrees serving temperature, I think. Or it could be like the pumpkin pecan pie and turkey I had for dinner. Sometime that might have affected my palate too. There's a reason why I tend to go and do these before dinner, so my palate's pretty clean. At the same time, alcohol is not kicking like a mule right now. Yeah, still maintaining that kind of cola note. Still has that really bitter herbaceousness, strong in the long finish. Jeez, what's up with this? Get, get away from my beer. The most professional beer reviewer in the state of Hawaii. I know. Let's go and top it off. You can kind of see how thick it is here. It really does look like used motor oil. I am so done with this camera, man. I should have done this earlier, but it was a little noisy earlier, so I did it now. Oh, yeah. Ugh. And it looks like it's triggering or histamine reaction in me. Unsurprising. Um, it tends to happen a lot now, especially with the stronger beers. I mean, yeah. Don't be surprised if after what 13, 14 years I go and repurpose this channel again. Who knows? Yeah, it's just not popping much anymore. Yeah, it's more balanced now that it's kind of warmer, but it's like all blended in, and the strongest note is still that kind of bitter, woody herbaceousness, and everything else is just kind of like smeared across it. Things aren't popping as much. I mean, it's not awful, especially now. I think it's about the proper serving temperature. Um, at the same time, it's like if I had to go and pay $25 for that 4 pack again, I wouldn't. Um, it'd be max $15, and it was $25 like over 2 years ago, so it'd probably be like $35 now. Really not worth the money for me. If I'm going to be spending $35, I am going to be spending it on, some sort of bottle of liquor that I like. Ah, where did all these gnats come from? They were not here until I like opened and poured out this beer. Well, a couple of them are really engaged with the can right now. If you guys want, quarrel in there because I'm going to go and fill that thing with water. and end your wee little existence. Yeah. Okay, so once you get to the serving temperature, yeah, more chocolatey than coffee notes. The wood is kind of not really oaky. You still get like that char. My God, you get a lot of that char. But there's that herbaceousness that I mentioned, and even in the first review, it seems much more intense this time around. Um, it seems like a lot of the nicer, lighter notes have faded. Like I described one of the herbaceous notes as sort of carob-like. It's not giving me carob-like notes now. It's giving me more wormwood-like notes. Cola-like notes. Um, I'm not a fan of cola flavor. Uh, do people really like cola? For me, it just kind of tastes like acid, battery acid, and sugar. I always preferred like root beer or Dr Pepper. Okay, yeah, maybe there's a slight anise note in the top note, or maybe that's just because it's being suggested to me by the wormwood bitterness on my palate. I sort of associate wormwood bitterness with um, anise for obvious reasons, being the absinthe lover that I am. An absinthier. I really can't call myself an absinthier. I've only had about like 5 or 6 of them, 5 or 6 different kinds in my life, and I really can't afford them. So, uh, if I win the Powerball, this will become an absinthe review channel. Yeah. Okay, I'm getting really stuffed up right now. So, I'm going to call it barrel aged narwhal. Drink it fresh. Um, I don't think it holds up to aging. Or at least that's my finding. Your mileage may vary. And that, folks, is your beer review for this evening. Cheers.